Hello guys, it is Futon here, and today we're going to be bringing you a video on minimal effort KQ. Note for this video, there is pretty steep requirements, unfortunately for this boss, and some very specific items to make your life a lot easier. For one thing, we're going to actually go look at the Relic Powers here, and we want to be activating these three relics. Well, one of which is going to be Persistent Rage, which your adrenaline will not drain outside combat. Because during the phase in between KQ's first phase and second phase, it's long enough to actually drop out of combat, unfortunately. So it's like 12 seconds just in minimum phase transition. Terrible. Um, I use Conservation of Energy, but you can also use Berserker's Fury. That's completely up to you. I just use Conservation for 82, 81 for blitzing, but that's whatever. That's just for me. And Fury are the small here, but the main one is going to be the Persistent Rage Relic. You 100% want to get this relic for AFKing. The next one is going to be you need a Reaper necklace or an Essence of Finality. Ignore what's in it. You do not need what's in it. The main thing is you need those Reaper stacks unless you are on Slayer task. If you're on Slayer task, you could just use an Amulet of Souls and you're completely fine. But if you're not on Slayer task, you 100% need these Reaper stacks. KQ has unnaturally high defense, and I do not know why. So with that being said, you want 100% need the Spear of Masterwork Spear of Annihilation or Spear of Annihilation, either or. It really doesn't matter on which. Mainly because of the bleed effects. It's just such a good weapon for AFK melee over Scythe, especially on bosses. 100% better. And then you want a magic weapon. Note, you could use a knock staff or a staff of Runescape. Both are fine. He has less defense for some reason on the second phase, but either or. With that being said, you want to have an inventory similar to this, with enough prayer pots. You really don't need too much food if you're going to use Essence of Finality for sure. You don't really need any food. This is just for emergency, and this boss could drop 8 sharks at once. You really don't need that much. 2 overload salves. You can bring weapon poison if you so wish. Just normal. I have Sliske. If you want to bring full weapon swaps, that's fine. But this is minimalistic. Only thing you're going to be swapping at this point, you're not even going to be swapping the prayer. You're going to be literally swapping the weapons, and you're able to get about 45 plus kills an hour. So with that being said, Spring Cleaner with some charges. It does drop some noted salvage, so that's just further for that. Nothing else really is needed. So let's go ahead and move on to the kill, and I will see you guys in just a moment. Hello guys, and welcome to the killing portion of this video. For the most part here, you want to stand right here, and then notice with the Persistent Rage, you keep your Dren even outside of combat. Notice with the Masterwork Spear, you want to try and have Quake pretty quick up onto the bar, especially if you're going to be auto-retaliating instead of clicking on KQ. Quake will lower its defense, and then from there, for this entire phase, you will not splash in the slightest, and it ends very, very quickly with just the amount of raw damage. At this point, you can switch to Staff of Siliske. Pretty simple and obvious, but just make sure you keep your prayer up. And at this point, if you want to so choose, you really don't even have to switch prayers. You will deal a decent amount of damage to the boss, and like you see here, kind of just keep Dragon's Breath and Corruption up top. They're the most heavy damage dealing basics you have here. And then you want to try to interweave as many sonic waves as you can in between. Just because a little bit more accuracy, but yeah, right there. That's probably about as slow as you're going to get. Was between 45 to 55 seconds to kill this boss with this method. And again, it's just really meant to be not the fastest way, but the least amount of effort. And like you saw with the spear, and just how much that spear does to this boss. And with Persistent Rage, you'll always have the adrenaline at the end to maybe and to quick clear this, like boom, auto retaliate. As you see, it splashed there with the auto. Then Quake, Blood Tendril, straight in the cleave, Hurricane into an assault. Right there. Clean. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. If you want to take a look at your action bars, I'm really curious to see what some of you guys are using. Um, yeah, that's really about all I can say. Is you may want to make action bar adjustments as you see fit, but this really is all you have to do. Just switch this weapon and keep your prayer up. Unfortunately, this boss has no way of maintaining its prayer, but yeah, that's pretty much all there really is. Then just swap back at the end of the kill, and that's really all there is. And that's as much effort as you have to put in to get your pet and log and title. So hopefully this was at least visually helpful to you guys. Yeah, this is the best two I've came up with really. You can use an Eldritch to speed this up further and activate an Eldritch spec if you so choose, but Eldritch is the most expensive weapon in game. So I decided to kind of not showcase it for that reason because I know a lot of people want to know that this is the best bang for your buck you're gonna get. And notice you can use a knock staff over a staff of Celestia. In fact, I don't use magic at all, so this thing isn't even properly in any way upgraded perks. So there's that too. So hopefully again this was helpful to you guys, and I will see you guys for the next video.